Welcome back to Tyranny. We're gonna have another episode this weekend, and it's gonna have a lot of talking, or some medium amount of talking, and then we're gonna go into the old walls and get the thing, and then maybe talk to Syrian. So yeah, if you're just joining us from last episode, which was yesterday, we decided to stop before talking to the people that actually have something to say in Lethian's Crossing. So let's do that and chat with them. May the silence of peace and the jangling of rings both follow you in all things. What a wonderful saying. What can old fool do to you? Well, do for you. Can I ask questions about Lethian's Crossing? If you have questions about our settlement, I'm the one to ask. I've the dubious distinction of being the oldest living resident of Lethian's Crossing, so I've been here for a lot of its history. Eldian smiles. Eyes, hips, hair, and hearing might be failing, but my mind still remembers everything that happened here. What would you like to know about? I'll do my best to not go on too long about it. I know I have a problem keeping my conversations short. See? I was smart to not do this. Alright. I'd like to ask you about the crossing's history. If you have questions about the going on in the crossing, I'm the one to ask. I've been here for more of its history than anyone else. He smiles. Yeah, he just said that in so many words. What would you like to know? Who was Lethian? Damn, we've got a Jan Janssen kind of predicament. So, for me, probably just for me, Jan in Baldur's Gate 2, I for some reason called it like, okay, Jan is speaking now. Because he was the only one who consistently had over 5 lines of dialogue in every single time that he spoke. Like, just not consistent, not every time, but a lot. He had it more than anyone else, just a lot of dialogue. So if there's 5 lines of dialogue, I'm like, oh, Jan Janssen predicament. Baldur's Gate 2 stuff. Anyway, the biggest pain in the ass I ever knew. He turned bright red, blushing at his words, then let out a huge guffaw. Guaf, I don't know. I suppose I shouldn't talk about my mother like that. She was a mediocre merchant, but a great leader. The war in the Northern Kingdom cost her a very lucrative trade route up north, but she managed to earn trade stewardships from Kairos, and for a short time she had a monopoly on grain, salt, and tin here in the tiers. What did my grandmother say? Give a blind man time and a pile of rocks, and eventually he'll hit a target. He shrugs. Not to say she didn't deserve it, but I think luck played a bigger part in her success than actual talent. But Kairos gives and Kairos takes. The next year, Lethian was stripped of her trade rights. Suddenly, she had a large staff but no goods to trade and no means to pay anyone. But she was a stubborn one and knew if she just kept at it, eventually things would turn around for her. She figured the trade goods could come to us. The location was good enough. It's crazy how that would happen. So she decided to concentrate on making an existing local settlement into the center of commerce for the tiers, and by the claws of the beast, she did just that. I thought she was crazy choosing a town nestled up in the old walls, but apparently she knew what she was doing. It wasn't long after that it was named Lethian's Crossing, with the bridge over the old walls. This was the only place to go if you wanted to take weeks off of your trip. Eventually, she hired the Bronze Brotherhood to act as our local guards. We were big enough and had enough comrades to warrant the protection. Lethian was your mother. Of course, how did you think I became the Reeve of the Crossing? It's certainly not my storytelling or charm. I may be the oldest living resident here, but that's certainly not a good enough reason to make someone a leader. Though, come to think of it, neither is just being the offspring of the former leader. He laughs. But like it or not, that's how things are. My mother was a wonderful woman. She might not have been the nicest person, and she might not have been overfond of a dalliance here or there or there or there, but who isn't? His face sobers. May her rest be ever free of disturbance. How'd you build the old wall bridges? Lethian was the mastermind of that. She could tie a knot with one hand, one string. I remember watching her draw systems of ropes and knots in the sand, telling me what they would do when built. I thought she was crazy. Says she got the idea for the bridges from seeing galleys pull out of the water into dock. Apparently, the hardest part was getting the initial climbing team to brave the old walls and set the first ties. But apparently you can pay a man enough rings for him to overcome his fear of old walls' predators. Why did you settle here? Necessity. The rope bridges let us cross the old walls. With them, it didn't matter what trade right we had, we'd be at a crossroads to the northern tiers, an unbeatable location. The siege of Ardent and the bastard city ended up helping us. All those folks heading points east crossed our little settlement, and many of them decided to stake a claim with us. By then, Lethian discovered there was iron in our rivers. She thought it made us rich, but it also made us a target. The old walls don't make passage through the area easy, and our bridges cut days to weeks off of a trip. Lethian's Crossing is the best bet to get your shipment where it needs to go. Mix another load of iron ore into it, and we suddenly had a target painted on us. What is Kyros's interest in the crossing? Iron, plain and simple. Now we have the Forgebound here, toiling away with the ore they pull from the river. We're being squeezed for our resources. If you're after a drink, better to squeeze fruit than a stone. And it would seem many people find us to be very juicy indeed. There was a merchant who tried to peddle iron rocks as magical because they came from areas near the old walls. One of the people he sold to happened to be a disfavored courier. The courier then showed the rocks to a Forgebound master who immediately recognized its potential for making superior weapons. It was brought to Kyros's attention, and soon afterwards soldiers and Forgebound came to Lethian's Crossing. They came with such force our options were to either comply with what they wanted or die. Why does the Brotherhood want Lethian's Crossing? Land, breeding stock, they've been here longer than I have, so maybe they consider it home too. But Kyros's purse masters are no longer paying them to fight, and if a mercenary is killing for free, something's suspect. In the end, I suppose it doesn't matter. Ratoman will never let go. He feels he owns this town, and he aims to have it his way. What can you tell me about the Spire in Lethian's Crossing? There's no getting used to it. You'd think that after years of living under its shadow that your nerves would calm, but that never happened to me. For me. You can only be so relaxed when your neighbors are the bane. The moment you let your guard down around one of these old walls, my friend, you're done. Now, Lethian wasn't completely mad to settle here. She ventured inside and found sealed passageways that made it impossible to wander too far beyond the entrance. She figured that meant that the bane couldn't easily reach us either. Whoever created this monstrosity wanted us to stay out, and that's exactly what we've done. It has been a perfect arrangement. There have been incidents, he grimaces at a recollection, but for the most part, the bane don't venture out so long as you don't venture in. We just have to stay vigilant every day. Can I enter? Must you enter? Surely there's another. He stops himself, adopting a less confrontational tone. Nobody will stop you, Fatebinder. If that's what you mean, if you have business inside, I can only assume that it must be an important matter. The old walls are unpredictable, plain and simple. The bane may leave you be today, but I'm not the sort to gamble when it comes to those abominations. Tell me your thought about the Bronze Brotherhood. They were here since the crossing was founded. Lethian herself hired them to protect the settlement when it was just getting started, a fledgling town in the shadow of the old walls. They did such a good job, she kept them on as our peacekeepers, and that's how things went. At least until you decide to oust them and put someone else in their place. That's one of my onslaught decisions to put disfavored here. Can't say I wouldn't have done the same, truth be told. Taking pay from two employers is always going to end badly if you can't make both of them happy. On top of that, it seems lately that Ratoman is traveling a path no one can see, and I don't want to see what's at the end of it. Tell me what you think about the disfavored. Strict curfews, frequent searches, and no forgiveness for missed iron or grain quotas. That's the ill of it. But the sentries keep constant vigil and treat us with respect, politeness even. Most of them call me elder and bow. If someone's going fishing in your pocket and taking your crops, may as well be kind about it. The disfavored are committed to honor and dignity in all dealings. That's so. I've seen the disfavored impale a man for insulting your precious graven ash. I've seen them hang prisoners for eating rats when their food ran low. At least the Scarlet Chorus doesn't have any delusion about cruelty. We do it because it's fun. Honor goes both ways. You balding witch. Those who flaunt the offerings of Kyros's peace find no solace in the Legion. It's definitely not the situation I would have chosen, but things can always be worse. The water might be up to our knees, but it could also be up to your nose, is what my grandmother would tell me. What of the Earthshaker mages? A few have passed through the crossing in recent times, all headed south to the Stone Sea. At least that's the word of it. The mages didn't stay for long. He gestures to the massive stone facade of the old walls. And I'm glad they kept on traveling. If some madman cast a spell that cracked the foundation of the old walls, praise Kyros it hasn't happened. What of the Forgebound? They toil away in their forge houses, day in, night out. Kyros's forces keep them well guarded since they know how to work, binding ore into weapons harder than stone or bronze. I've delivered food and kindling to the forge houses, but never had much contact with the artisan mages. Something else, how have your interaction with the Scarlet Chorus? Can't say that I have a strong opinion in one way or the other, really. They didn't seem to care much about leaving the settlement behind. Once the decision was made that the disfavored have control, they left, and I haven't seen much of them since. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need directions around here. Elian laughs and put a hand on your shoulder. Okay. I completely understand. The crossing can be a bit intimidating the first time someone arrives, but it's not as complicated as it looks. The river is named Portuscor. and it flows down the middle of the settlement. The waterfalls pouring over the old walls are Sunrise and Moonrise. The west waterfall is Sunrise because of how the sun hits it in the morning, and Moonrise got its name due to how it glows during a full moon. The crossing itself is broken up into districts named after the waterfalls. The west side of the river is the Sunrise District, and the east side of the river is the Moonrise District. The different levels of Lethian's crossings don't really have names, but most people refer to them as the tiers. My home is considered part of the ground tier, and the forge is on the first tier, both in the Moonrise District. Other questions? No, I don't.
Stay downwind of our enemies.
Stay downwind of our enemies. Because you smell? Oh, because he smells. He was in stealth mode because I pressed Alt. In order to start, I don't know if I ever said this, it's probably obvious at this point, but for my shortcuts for starting a recording and ending a recording are Alt and the F1 and F2 buttons. And when you hit Alt, they go into stealth. So that's why that happens. Have I mentioned that so far? I don't even know. Anyway, we did that. Now we want to talk to Vintara, which I have no idea if she'll have a lot to say or not a lot to say. Let's find out. Good day to you, faint battle. The soldier gives you a brief salute, then she then stands at attention. My name is Vintara. Welcome to Lethian's Crossing. Commander, it's been a while since I took leave of at the crossing. Glad to see you have everything in order, Barrack nods. Barrack, I haven't seen you since the Marchstone Stalwart. It seems you've done well for yourself since then. She looks him up and down. What happened to you out there? I've picked up some extra baggage along the way. Nothing I can't handle. Well, you look a mess. First chance you get, I want to see a proper uniform, understood? Without waiting for a response, she returns to attention. What can I help you with? Can you give me some information on what's happening in Lethian's Crossing? Our current orders are to garrison Lethian's Crossing. We are to secure the safety of the Forgebound, the sanctity of Karis's laws, and the well-being of the settlers. And we're dealing with a gang of Free Cities mercenaries. We need a club back to setting sun. She coughs nervously. Well, that's not the official order, but you get the idea. There's a small matter of a thief in town, but I will not bother you with such trifles right now. I'm sure the soldiers can handle it. Are you sure? I mean, but you're supposed to, because
I'd have it no other way.
Because I'm the guy who comes to town for quests, man. Like, dude.
No can do.
Give me quests, man. All right. Some fresh Wasser. So yeah, now we're gonna talk to Syrian, who probably, as you can see, kind of has everybody enthralled, I would say. Some mead. This teeth buck is almost overflowing with items and rings for Syrian. It would appear she's doing well for herself. Yeah, because
they won't see me coming.
She's Syrian. Teething bucket. It just auto-looted money. Okay, stole the money. So, Syrian. Yeah, bitch. Syrian Sanctuary. Let's chat. Syrian. She likes me a little bit, but that's about it. Syrian stands here, surrounded by a group of villagers. She speaks to them in soft, dulcet tones, holding them hypnotized with her hand motions. Her headdress flashes as she speaks, and you are unable to tell if it's a trick of the light or the gem in it is actually glowing. She is swept up in her oration and seems completely unaware you've arrived. There is a lull in her conversation, and she opens her eyes.
Well, look who's here. And what brings you to Lethian's Crossing? Can't imagine it's the scenery or the quaint locals. Have you come to spoil my fun?
She frowns a little, momentarily lost in thought. The answer is yes, by the way.
Tunon probably insisted you find me, didn't he? Because we can't let Siren have any fun, can we? Let's control her. Let's tell her what she can and can't do. Let's use her to destroy nations.
As she speaks, the crowd around her appears agitated and the air in the room grows heavy and warm. Suddenly, she smiles.
But enough of that talk. What do you think of my followers?
She makes a motion over the group gathered at her feet, and she speaks. You feel a peaceful serenity washing over you. The crowd calms and breathing becomes easier. Very nice, as long as you don't let it get out of hand. Average loyalty? Or, you shouldn't be doing this, Syrian. These people don't truly love you. You're manipulating them. Average fear. Let's go with the first one. Let's have her love us.
Oh, stop that, Fate Binder. It's not like I'm hurting anyone. Well, at least not yet.
Mm-hmm. She laughs, and the feeling in the room boys. You smile without even realizing you wanted to. Enough of this, Syrian. I want you to join me. Someone with your power needs help directing it. Stop the emotional manipulation now. You're coming with me so I can keep an eye on you. Let's go with the first one.
Why on earth would you want that? I can't imagine you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart. Oh, Tunon must have had a hand in this. Or Narat. Maybe I'd rather stay here where people won't insist on ordering me around all the time. Although, you did activate one of the spires, so your power is something I could learn from, and... You are right. I'm certainly not going to make any significant advances staying here with a bunch of nobodies worshipping me. Watching you in action could give me the edge I need to unlock a spire of my own. Fine. I will allow you the glorious gift of my presence in your party.
Cool.
Well then, let's go. If you're gonna teach me the wonders of the world, it's not gonna happen here.
Yay, magnetic personality. We got Syrian. Yay. Yay. She's level 13. Why is she level 13? Why is she above everybody else? Accept. I'm going to accept keeping my party exactly as it is. We're going to get this.
Graven Ash protects.
I honestly thought there'll be more conversation. Guess I was wrong. But that means that we can go in and get the Spire. So we're going to try and get the Spire. I believe that we should be able to get it now. I have no idea. But I'm assuming that these old walls will be open to me only because I opened the previous old walls and now I have all the things that enable me to open doors and passages within the old walls and stuff. I'm assuming that's just going to happen. So yeah, actually we're going to click over here and have them go over. So probably you can get to Lethian's Crossing and then you could get Syrian, but you can't do any. You can't go into the old walls, or maybe you can venture a little bit into these old walls. Is that a thing? No, it's a pig. So that's the thing you can click on, but it was a pig. And then you have to do the other old walls, and then you can go back here. Maybe what I just said was accurate. I don't know. But in any case, we've been there, so hopefully we can go here and we can complete this spire as well and take that as well. And at the top, we'll talk to Syrian. Probably we'll put her in party. We'll check her out. Probably next episode, because this will probably take more than not a lot of time. There's so many saves. It's probably taking a ton of space. Oh, it's the same loading thing like the previous ones. And maybe I'll get a thing here that responds to the other old walls, because there's still stuff at the other old walls that I want, such as specifically what you're seeing on screen right now, and some other stuff. So we should find out. Okie dokie then. Eerie glow of unknown origin comes from the pits.
Slow and steady.
As usual.
Slow and steady.
Dead. Cool. Can you go over here? Will they come out?
There. See that?
Guess not.
No dice.
A bunch of healing potions that we'll never use.
You got
and
it.
resting, which we'll never use. Note from Iron Guard Ventara. As per our verbal agreement, you are allowed entry into the old walls at Lethian's Crossing with the explicit instructions to find a path to the Bronze Brotherhood campsite on the other end. Any items acquired inside the old walls will be yours to keep in exchange for your help in this matter. Commander of Lethian's Crossing. Okay, cool. Take. That is an addendum added.
Affirmative.
Trial of Archons. Doki. Doki doki doki.
I'll be your shadow.
This is... okay. Interesting. Gold ingot. It's in here. Bronze dagger to him. This... okay. So far, so good, I guess. Kind of like timid from this, but nothing's happening really. The door creates a near-perfect seal with the surrounding walls. Along its surface, you see several chips and shallow gouges from failed attempts to force it open. There is nothing to interact with on its panels, and you surmise that it is never meant to open from this side. These floor stones have been broken recently. Bits of metal nearby would suggest it's the result of careless soldiers. Stuff over here. Subterfuge, Cheersman, Great Bow, probably gonna sell it, and some other stuff. some stuff. Click. Interesting rune. Take a charcoal. 86 lore. Okay. Pressing charcoal to parchment, you capture a blurry but proportionate image of the ancient relief. With enough collected imprints, it may be possible to reconstruct the original shape of the rune. As you work, Lantry hovers over. See how the pattern looks broken along two edges? I think there's more to the engraving than what's here. Then we'll look for more. Agreed. If we collect enough sketches and imprints, we could no doubt reconstruct the original image in its entirety. Yeah, we've done those type of things before. Okay, so guess we go forward. I guess for now. Click. Find a way to the Sunset Spire at Lethian's Crossing. Oh, okay. Find a way to the top of the Sunset Spire. That was quick. Is this the second one, or are there more than two? Charcoal rubbing. Pressing charcoal, blah, blah, blah. Should you need... it seems like that the complete design is symmetrical in nature. Should the need arise, you could reasonably guess its original shape. I believe this has something to do with the symbol in the spire. Yeah. Okay, I get it.
Copper ring.
Charcoal rubbing, Sunset Spire, incomplete. Charcoal rubbing. This is the Ocean Spire. So this one, and this is this one, which you can pretty much tell.
For every glyph I've sketched today.
Okay, so we have this thing to do again. Yay.
Let's be off.
To this,
Let's have it,
and I
then.
remember that it's talk to. Yeah, you're doing two of them. You're connecting two of them at a time. This to this, and then this one to this one, I believe. This one to this one. Yeah, and then the other way around, which is this to this. And then this to this, and probably the end of it as well. Oh. And we're done. We're not done? Maybe it's without the edges? Maybe it's without the edges. I guess it's without the edges? What am I missing here? Is rough and incomplete. Oh, okay. I don't know if you can see this. You probably need to go full on. I might be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I was correct. I just had to do the following action. And there is very finely just a circle there. You can barely just make it out here and here. And I just looked and was like, yeah, okay. That's what I was missing.
Of course.
So that's that, apparently. Hopefully you can see it. Maybe not. I don't know. Click. We did it! Yay! Third spire. The now familiar light of the spire curses skywards, trailing off towards the horizon in the direction of Vendrian's Well. You feel the ground beneath you fall away as you give away the warmth of energy surrounding you. The Sunset Spire and Lethian's Crossing feel burdened by its age, as if a central linchpin somewhere in its core has weathered the centuries of oppressive weight and longs to topple. The surge of energy that courses through you, forming a link with Vendrian's Wall, strengthens the very stones beneath your feet. The structural weakness you detected vanishes, replaced by confidence that could keep this tower standing for millennia. And tell me where you're writing from. Lantry speaks aloud as he pens a missive, and how to reach you, and I will send you an iron ring for your troubles. He signs his name with a flourish and then tosses the parchment into the wind. In the blink of an eye, the heavy currents carry the slip of parchment eastwards. I had this idea of a message in a bottle without the bottle. Maybe it'll work. If I threw a dagger from up here, I wagered it could split a man on the ground in half. Damn, but I want to try. From here, even the old walls seem paltry. The sovereign view was not intended for the likes of us, shakes his head slowly. Yay, you acquired the Sunset Spire, your power is increased. I now have 860 power, random number, yay! I really don't understand this thing. It's really kind of stupid. Quest progress, Seats of Power, claim the remaining spires in the tiers, 2 more. I don't know what the other ones are, but we've got 2 of them. What's this? New item since last visit. Oh, cool. So, we need to choose. Training grounds. Recruit the finest scaled trainers in the tiers once built, resting in any spire grants bonus to accuracy, athletics, and subterfuge. Forge, armor parry and dodge, powerful new items, and infirmary consumables. So definitely not infirmary because, bitch please. I guess we'll do the forge. The forge sounds cool. I mean, sure, let's do forge. We've got some stuff ready for forge. Like, we've got some plans for items and stuff, right? So, let's do that. Ooh. Damn. Looks cool. Stuff looks cool. Okay. So, left side. Even from this height, the Protsecure River is vast and expansive. A small settlement resides at the bank of a large river. Oh, that's cool. Oh, click this. Scroll, Sigil of Piercing. Really? Just got a new sigil. Learn. Cool. New spell accent. I wouldn't expect a spell accent to be here, but okay. 10 ingots. We've got Spire Worker and another Spire Worker. And some other ingots. Ingots. Let's talk to Volus, Master of Smiths first. Oh,
found something.
I can see secret stuff even in my own place. Ardent bronze sword. Damn. Looks like a pretty good sword, actually. Looks like a just pretty good sword, dude. I don't know why. Just looks like, yeah. It's better than Jagged Remedy's Thirst in everywhere other than armor penetration. By a nice margin. Damn. Sick. Dauntless is better, but Jagged Remedy's Thirst is not that much better. I mean, the Bloodthirsty is definitely awesome. Like, the in-range and kill is pretty damn sweet. But I don't know. This one has, these have accuracy. This is an exquisite bronze Qatar, actually. Huh. Which is, so this one has 2, this is more, 21 accuracy, this is more, this has more recovery, however. No, even less recovery. This is, so this thing is just better than this in every way. Okay, definitely can sell this. This, however, might need some consideration. Tearsman Great Bow, Short Bow. Yeah, in terms of this, it's a grave bow, dude. It's like, it's better. Armor penetration. Yeah, this is just not as good, so this can definitely sell. This, however, has less range because it's a short bow. Does slightly more DPS. Meh. I don't know if I'll ever want to use it, but we'll keep it. I guess this one is it's Warren's short bow. So this is better in every way. Can sell that one. Seemed like it's better in every way. Between these two, though, two. Oh, I'm viewing it next to this. But I'm basically just comparing both of these. Yeah, this seems just better in almost every way, pretty much. Yeah, we can sell that as well. And this is glory, but it's fine. It's actually has... How is this even, like, comparing? But it is. Whatever. I'll keep all these there for now. Everything else can probably be kept for now because I want to, but whatever. Alright, alright, alright. Done. Save. Talk to the dude. Greetings, Fatebinder. How may I help you? I want to forge something for me. I want you to forge something. Certainly, Fatebinder. Okay, cool. Artifact, alchemist, the leather padding around. Light armor, leather, crafting requirements not met. Oh, mending, plus 20 control lives. Value 2,000 and something rings. Artifact, requirements, 10 pelts, hides. I only have 7. Time long, recruits 4. Okay. It's light armor, leather, and it has plus Orb of Life. Orb of Healing Energy at a location. An impact, the orb creates a zone of restorative energy that will periodically heal any party member within the area. The amount of healing scales the alchemist's glove's renown. Damn. Sounds pretty damn sick, dude. Commander's Plate. I'm not going to read the entire thing. At least not right now. Modifiers: apply the lash, will of command, call to battle, resurgence, undying. Is this like for... Apply the lash, will of command. I'm assuming this is for me, but it's a heavy armor, so I'm never going to get that. But redeploy. Instantly swap positions with a companion. Both you and your ally receive a bonus of vitality and finesse until the end of combat. These effects scale with commander plates. Okay, cool. This one I can actually make, but I don't have enough recruits. Elegance. Superior. Artifact. Nightwalker's boots. Armor leather. Perception, distant trap detection. And it has Shadow Strike. Teleport behind an enemy and attack, dealing significant bonus damage. Damage increases with the Nightwalker's boots renown. Damn, this is sweet. What do you need? Hound's Hide Mantle. Okay. Damn, these are pretty cool stuff, man. Simplicity. Student, plus 5 to all magic skills. That's awesome. That's really, actually, really good. This one's pretty sweet. I don't care about the damage it deals. It's just, this is the only thing that matters. Makers of arcane staves of experiment with means of imbuing weapons with stuff. Sorcerer's Blade, Silken Gloves, they all have really cool stuff. Some of them actually being artifacts. Twice Forged Bronze Shirt. Thieves Bravado. Plus 50% parry when health is below 35%. Damn, holy crap. Value 10k rings. Do they mean like copper rings? Which rings do they mean when they say just rings? I'm assuming just bronze, but maybe it's copper? I don't know. Regardless of where it is, where it lies, it's really good. Like, it's a lot. Grace, plus 1 finesse, whatever. Pride of the Forgotten. Minus 50% all damage taken while health below 35%. Well, cool. Plus 1% bonus damage for every 1%. Okay, it's praying, yeah. I need to compare it to something like Locked Iron Gauntlet, immunity to disarm, enchanted cloth slippers, magic defense, elegance. Okay, cool. I found reference to a dagger called Heart's Blood. What can you tell me about it? Heart's Blood, really? Let me see that book. He looks at it. This is incredible. Unfortunately, the information in the book isn't sufficient for me to recreate it. If you were able to give me more information, I could probably make it for you. Hilt in the Oldwalls. What can you tell me about it? It looks like the hilt of Sentinel, one of the finest swords the Forgebound has ever made. With this, I could recreate it if you want. Okay. And this medal in the Oldwalls, what can you make of it? These are plans for Scorn, and you have the medal we need to make it. I found this helmet in Rust Canyons. What can you tell me about it? This is Hawkeye's Helm. With this, I should be able to recreate it for you. Tell me about the forge. He gestures at the nearby anvils. If you want to upgrade your weapons and armor, you can use any of the anvils. It should be simple enough if you've got the materials. He's from the Forgebound. He's Volus. If you need something that requires a master smith, like forging a one-of-a-kind item, come talk to me and I'll see what I can do. Okay, cool. So, oh, wait. What was that? New library research available. You can research Heartsblood if you have access to a library. Oh, okay. Cool, I guess. So I need to go over there. New Spire Forge plan available. Sentinel can be created with access to a Spire Forge upgrade and proper materials. New Spire Forge plan. Scorn can be created with proper materials. New Spire Forge plan available. That's it. We're done. New Spire Forge plan available. Hawkeye Helm can be created with access to a Spire Forge upgrade with proper materials. Okay, we're done. Okay, so all the stuff that I found so far. Hawkeye. Why is my H exist like everywhere? Hawkeye Helm, accuracy +10. That's kind of nice. We need more people, but other than that, it's kind of just nice. Sentinel. Fighters who live to an advanced age will adopt swords like Sentinel early in their career. Vigilant, +5 health while has wounds every 6 seconds. What? 5% health while has wounds every 6 seconds. So, if you have a wound, which is like a serious wound, then you'll be regenerating 5%, which is a ton, every 6 seconds. So there's no way that the person holding this will ever die, basically. But other than that, whatever. Silken gloves, simplicity, scorn. One-handed enthroned, tenacity, run resolve, 100% hit precision on targets below 35 health. Okay, cool. Like stuff, lots of stuff. This one is kind of nice, the mending thing, I guess. And I can also forge stuff, so I can improve what I have. Select a weapon or armor from your inventory to upgrade. Huh? Really? You can upgrade his stuff? Really? Only very. Oh, that's cool. It takes 5 hours. What do you need? 5 monies and 1 iron ingot. I've got that. And it'll just become better. That's awesome. You can make him more. Really? You can do that? This you can. This item can't be upgraded. This item can't be upgraded. Yeah, I'm assuming accessories can't be upgraded, but everything else can be. Everything has like just make it from fine to superior, from that to that, from that to that. That's pretty cool. Can you upgrade these? Yes, from exquisite to masterwork. You can do that, and it'll cost a lot of money. And 7 bronze ingots, which is a lot, but it makes this amazing. It's the Dauntless, and it's, wow, it seriously like buffs up by a lot. Better accuracy, renown tier 5. Yeah, sure, let's do that. Crafting requirements not met. What? Forge recruits need 6 people. Okay, you need a lot of people. This also just becomes significantly better. For him, Harm's Way. Yeah, you can also make this just better. Can you make this into masterwork? Yes, you can. Cool. So it's just taking the things that you like and just making them. Can you make this better? No, cannot be. It's already masterwork. So it's basically just buffing it up to the next version, the next tier. That's pretty damn cool. That's very cool. You can also upgrade this to masterwork, which will also make it ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay. Okay, what we need to do is, first of all, spell creation stuff. We've got new stuff. Oh yeah, we've got new accents, right? Yeah, but it's just here. One of the things, I don't know, whatever. Don't care. Here, forge upgrade allows you to improve weapons and armor and forge powerful new items once built. Resting in any Spire grants bonus armor, parry, and dodge. Researching artifacts. Yay, time long, but it's getting there. Okay, we need basically 6 people. Control fire, frost, lightning, and vigor. Okay, I think we have everything other than vigor. Control vigor and control stone, a master trainer. So master trainer, does that mean that he can reach above 75? I don't know. Merchant, especially in metal armors, light armors, don't care. Master of brazing. A smith who provides bronze ingots to upgrade weapons and armor and forge powerful items. Could be good. Provide iron ingots. So both of these are useful to me. So I would kind of like both of these. So I can have more of them. And they just cost 20. Like, I have the money for that. Will appear next time you travel to the forge. Cool. Yeah, do that. Conquest, a master trainer who teaches control fire and control atrophy. Okay, not really interesting. So both of these are there. Maintenance costs nothing, whatever. Bronze and iron ingots. In unique weapons, I guess I could take that. Control fire and control atrophy. So let's take the master trainer control vigor and stone. I don't really care about vigor and stone. Like, I just don't. Metal armors. I don't need metal armors. Unique weapons. Let's go with unique weapons. Because we need 6 out of 6 to be able to do some of the stuff. Let's do this because it's cheap. Cheap. Metal armors. About here, though, do we have a master? Someone who says master trainer, use magic staff, who has control emotions. Master trainer. I'm assuming master trainers can get to above 75, maybe do like 100. I assume. I hope. I have no idea. And here, do we have anything? I don't know what we have here. Skilled trainer merchant with a motley collection of items for sale. Unarmed, packer to dodge, subterfuge, one parry attack, blah, 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 dodge, tellies, blah, blah. Many unique items for sale. Battlefield scavenger. A smith who regularly produces weapons. Whatever. An old beast woman who regularly provides food to take to battle. Lone Fang. And a favor with the ability to change the skills you are proficient in. Skills that I'm proficient in. I kind of want to hire him, but I don't know if there's any point in that. New item since last visit. Yeah. Cool. I should go there. Here we need to hire up the rest of the people. So, not here, sorry, here. Metal armors, I guess because it's cheap. Because we need 2 more. Control vigor and control stones. Let's check what a master trainer is. Master trainer chooses control fire and control. Let's go with master trainers. Screw it. Did it. Edicts, don't care. Okay. So we got all the people. And now we are 41 minutes in, which is quite a lot. But let's try and talk to Siren and see what's up. Yeah.
Fatebinder, it is good to see you. By this point, I've usually been passed off to someone else for more training.
Siren's face shows a mixture of confusion and hopefulness.
What do you need?
Leave. Oh, crap, I pressed 7 instead of 8. What did I ask? Tell me what you know about edicts. Anything I say would be a wild guess. That's why I'm with you. You seem to have a connection to the power of this land far beyond anything an Archon is capable of. It intrigues me. I want to learn what it is and harness it. Sadly, I don't have the magic needed to enact or break an edict. You're an Archon. You must know something about edicts, Siren. You'd think that, wouldn't you? With all my training and education, Kairos left a very big void in it all. Almost like it was intentional. Let's talk about something else. Leave for a second there. So, you have a lot of stuff on you, and I kind of need to sell all of them. But I'll just put Barrack away for a second.
Fatebinder, it is. What do you need?
Add Siren to the
Well
party.
then, let's go. If you're gonna teach me the wonders of the world, it's not.
Okay. So we'll move Barrack
Be
for a
seen,
second
Fatebinder.
and put Siren in. Yeah, we just want to check. We just want to check her out, you know. Let's just check her out now and do some other stuff, and we'll talk to her next time. So Siren, what does she come with? Songbird Brittle. This is it's locked. So yeah. Only Siren can equip this. A complex locking mechanism in the rear of this ornate helm keeps it fastened to Siren's head. When the Archon of Song raises her voice, raises her voice, the gem at the brow flashes with crimson light, as if in warning. No matter how much you puzzle it out, you cannot fathom how this gear was assembled or fastened in the first place, much less how to remove it. This item can be improved with the Spire Forge upgrade. Cool. Apparently also Barrack's armor, which I'm definitely going to do because why not? And other than that, it's just a common cloth, apparently, though it looks metal. Songbird dress, it's just a thing. Songbird cloth wraps and songbird gloves. Yay, just standard light armor cloth. Whatever. Yeah. Siren naked. And she has Discordant Melody. Entertainer and plus 15 performance skill? What is the performance skill? Ability to perform powerful songs that infuse magic into their music. So, plus 15, that thing that she does. the thing that only she does. She's a bard, I guess. Higher skill values increase the chance of hits and crits, increasing the power of a song's stances. Okay. Discordant melody, plus 15% skill. Dual vocalization, capable of singing 2 songs at once. Dual vocalization. Sweet. So that's all she has, basically. Other than that, she doesn't seem to have any magic skills at all. Not a huge fan of that. Unarmed combat, yeah, she's magic staff, parry lore. She has 72 lore. It's a nice amount of lore. We can give her 12 points. Damn. What goes with this? Vitality? And wit. Vitality, though? Yeah, vitality. This is might. This is vitality. Oopsie poopsie. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Yeah, this is vitality. Interesting. Okay, before we allocate this, let's look. Oh, she has peace and war. Songs. So she just has songs. 9 of them, apparently. Oh, requirements level 12. So she gets one every level. She starts with 3 and then she gets one every level. We just get her such a high level that she already has everything. Oops, could have gotten her earlier in the game. Through a mastery of her vocal potential and with the aid of her magic, Siren gains the ability to sing 2 songs simultaneously. So, a song ominously describing the power of Kairos' will as it washes over life and land, reaping those that stand against it. Bringer of death. Stances. So, duration 4 seconds, linger 2 seconds, effect 4 or resolve. And a song ominously describing the power... So, does it get like stronger and stronger the longer it exists? Or I don't know how it works exactly. Blood brings the dawn. Plus stances. I don't understand what stances mean. Powerful battle chant that Siren was forced to sing for the Scarlet Chorus to inspire their victory. So movement speed, armor stolen every 3 seconds for 6 seconds, and then bleeding for 6 seconds. Okay. Sword of Strength, Sword of Justice. Might, Wits, Vitality. Valor and Defiance, adopted by Vengeance Guard to boost morale in the rebellion. Bane of Night. Ooh, it goes all the way to 4. Armor stolen. Armor raw stolen. Frightened for 9 seconds. Health drained. Terrorizes enemies with notes of conjuring horrifying visions of the Bane. Red runs our blood. Old song, once proudly sung by the free cities of the 4 brothers. Since Kairos' destruction of setting sun, the song is rarely sung. Might, armor, corrode, stolen, resolve, armor, sundered. She's the bard. If you haven't gotten that yet. Glory in battle, dodge and parry, resolve, armor, and shield. Okay. Breath of Winter, movement speed, armor, spell breached, frozen. Wow, it actually gets to frozen. That's pretty good. To the Tears, we march. Accuracy, armor, resolve, fatigue. Removes a random hostile thing. And Faintbinder's Victory, a song that is sung in the name of the Faintbinder. Its words empowers allies and ensures their victory. Movement speed, recovery time, accuracy, hit precision, and health. Okay. So Aria... Oh, Arias. Aria of Force. Siren releases a quick sonic blast that deals crush damage to enemies and forcibly pushes them away from her. Wow, that's a good amount of damage. That's pretty good. Okay, let's go over Peace first. Aria Resolve. Siren's Aria bolsters the party's resolve, extending the duration of their helpful effects and granting them increased dodge and parry. So, Breath 5 determines how frequently Siren can sing her arias during combat. Oh, she has she's a completely separate class of everything. Breath is the other determines how frequently Siren can sing. Each of Siren's songs is broken into stances. When a stance is complete, Siren gains a single breath. Each aria requires a specific amount of breath to activate. Siren's accumulated breath is lost at the end of combat. Okay. So, this also has breath? Yeah. So she just sings, like, tick, 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 and she gains breaths and then can use it. When a stanza is complete, gains a single stanza. So, I'm assuming it just says tuck, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like, it goes through it, and every time something else happens, and every time she gains a breath, and then she can use her abilities. Parry, dodge, resolve. Everything is performance. Everything is for performance. So I'm assuming that's how it works. Let's just click her only her for a second. And we already have stuff that we could do. Area of Force requires 5 breaths not in combat. So she has this number, and that's the number of breaths that she has. Shattered Stone. Fatebringer rips a large chunk of stone from the earth and tosses it into the air. How the hell am I supposed to do that? Siren then unleashes a shattering note into the boulder, causing it to explode and blow up and deal damage to everything. Cool. It's nice that she has those things. How much does she love me? What's the things? Combo ability. Song of Benediction. Suppress the power of Siren's headdress has over her. Siren quickly rises into the air and unleashes a single note before the power of the crystal returns. Her magic clears a random negative effect on nearby allies and briefly protects them from similar effects. Cannot be targeted by melee for 6 seconds. Pretty cool. And if she hates me, it's paralysis. Briefly suppress the power and yell at everybody. Yeah, cool. Elated by your kind, trustworthy ways. Aw, so cute. It's just so cute. Alright, so Area of Resolve. And then we get Disarming. It's interesting that this it's not said anywhere, I just have to deduce these. But it makes sense. I mean, I need to go here and look for breath and understand what it, and then it tells me what it is. Disarming. Seeing non-threatening appearance causes foes to underestimate her, granting her a large bonus to disengagement defense. Oh, okay. Inspiration. Siren's presence inspires the party, increasing experience gained from magic, subterfuge, skills. Inspiration also grants Siren's additional spell slots. Ooh, additional spell slots, yay. Plus 20% control all of the things. Illusions, Gravelight, Life, Tide Casting, Subterfuge, Control Stone, Force, Frost, Fire, Lightning, Emotions, Atrophy, and Vigor. Available spell slots. Defensive Cry. When combat begins, Siren reflexively cries out, protecting her nearby. It's like, oh my god, there's a fight! Everybody watch out! I'm sorry, but that's literally what it is. Guise of Innocence. Not heavy wearing armor, immune to engagement. Oh. So this is kind of... So this is utterly useless once you have this. Unless she wears heavy armor, which, why would she? Critical deflection and immune to engagement. Younger critical deflection. Okay. Siren's Aria increases the effectiveness of the party's armor and causes foes that strike allies in melee to have their attack damage reduced for a time. Lungaria's Tempo. Siren slows her vocal progressions, reducing the speed of her songs and causing her stanzas to last longer while Lungaria's Tempo is active. Adjust song rate by 25%. Okay. Random hostile effect. Siren sings notes that seep into the minds of her allies and draws them to lucidity. Area of Winter. With a few whispered notes, Siren's voice unleashes a wave of icy wind that washes over enemies, leaving them frozen. Frozen's pretty good. Kind of. Reviving Song. Allied health, revive, blah, blah, blah. Complete unconscious and revive them. Siren recalls a happy memory and begins to sing. The power in her voice creates an embodiment of her memory that will serve to protect her and the party by forcing enemies to attack it. So it summons a thing and everybody has to attack that thing until we're done. Crystalline Control. With careful restraint, Siren can safely control her voice over long distance, increasing the range of her defensive songs. More of that. And at the end of combat, Siren can retain breath for several minutes. Plus 1 retain breath for 300 seconds, and then it's for plus 2 retain breath for 300 seconds. So she just keeps it for the next fight. So she potentially can... that's so much more situational than what you could have done. You could have just let her begin a fight with a few instead of retain from the last one for an amount of time. So if you don't fight for a long amount of time, she just doesn't have it. Which doesn't entirely make sense. So, I don't know. That's peace anyways. War. Quick Sonic Blast that deals crush damage to enemies and forcibly pushes them away from her. We read that already. Resonant Field. Maintain a damage prevention field around herself. Any damage, even if presented by Resonant Field, will briefly stop the field from regenerating. Shielded for damage, for 20 damage until damage. Okay. Siren's voice fractures the armor of her foes. Enemies in the area cannot defend against Siren's voice and have their armor sundered for a little while. Rapid Tempo. Accelerates her vocal progression, increasing the speed of her songs and causing her to move through each stanza more quickly. Okay, so depending on what I want, if it's an offensive one, I definitely want Rapid Tempo because I wanted to get to the next thing and do an additional effect. But if it's defensive ones, I want Lungaria's Tempo. Cool. Very cool. Quick breath. Automatically gains breath at the start of combat. Oh. You did both. +1 starting breath, +2 starting breaths. Okay. These make sense. These are kind of lame, but whatever. Aria of Pain. Syrian's focuses her voice and raises her pitch to deafening levels. Those caught in Syrian's attack take arcane damage and are interrupted. So this is Aria of Force, the Aria of Resolve, and all of these just make the Aria stronger. Aria of Pain, the Aria of Confusion, causes confusion. Resonant Field 2, increases damage prevented, increases damage 80. Focus Song, Syrian learns to precisely channel her voice towards nearby enemies, gaining an accuracy bonus to her offensive songs. Offensive song accuracy bonus. Cry of Despair, defeated. Her final breath unleashes a potent wave of vengeful emotion. All enemies nearby become dazed, weakened, and frightened. Vengeful maintains a field of sound around her that retaliates against attackers. May attackers have their damage reduced for a short time. Minus 20% damage for 6 seconds. Then she has Area of Storms. Aria generates lightning that strikes all foes near and blah blah blah, prone and dazed, and deals pretty decent damage. And Aria of Nightmares. Syrian recalls a nightmare and begins to sing. The power of her voice creates an embodiment of her memory that will terrify and torment her foes. Embodied Nightmare. Okay then. Interesting. Other than that, she probably has she has 72, just not very much. She doesn't have anything to add more to that, so she's not much of a spellcaster. She's a little bit of a spellcaster, but not full on super Lantry. She's an interesting character, no doubt, and I will talk to her. And I will talk to her. I'm not going to just ignore her. I'll talk to her next episode, I think, next week. Yeah, let's just talk to her next week. And I'm not going to take her in. Because where's Barrick?
If I must.
I kind of like my party right now. And I like Lantry a lot. I like just having strong spells.
My Lord Binder, you have something which requires my attention? What can I do for you?
Asked if you are unwell. What does he know that I don't? Okay. The Archon can be very free with his words, especially in the company of those he holds in confidence, and his care for the well-being of the soldiers is to be commended. However, I wish that he had said nothing of my condition. I would not give you the impression that I am unfit for duty. Your condition? You mean your armor from the Battle of Sentinel Stand? You have a good ear for long-winded tales. Yes, this fortified prison of rusted iron occupies me to no end, and I am also concerned by what lurks underneath it. A year into this sorry state, my armor shows no sign of weakness. If anything, the plate have grown tighter. They need constant oiling if I am to have any hope of sustained long march. There are other problems. I have not been able to inspect my body for wounds or infection. I know nothing of my physical condition, and until recently, I gave off a foul odor. Don't I know it? Until recently? Lean closer. Either my reek is gone or my nose has fallen off, and neither possibilities give me peace of mind. I also feel less of an irritation or discomfort that I once did. I have set up awake at night wondering what it could mean. The range of possibilities frightens me. Do you think you're dead inside? Inside there? I don't know how that could be possible. It would make sense that I have rotted in this iron shell and my body has given up its last. Or perhaps I died in the Battle of Stalwart and occupied this shape. And what would that make me? A skeleton? A shadow? An empty suit of rusted iron? And it seems almost foolish to speculate. I am part of Ash's Legion, which is all that matters. I am not the man I was when I entered Stalwart. I have always known that, but these worries of mine force me to consider ideas that are better left unexplored. Thank you for listening, if nothing else. You can help me prattle off to no end.
If you would have me travel at your side, then
Yeah.
I will meet you at the Spire.
Cool. Yay, Barrick. Yay, Barrick. Barrick. Okay. So, next time we'll talk to Siren. And then we'll go down and see if anything changed. I'm assuming not really, but maybe. Who knows? Yeah. And other than that, I mean, if I go down and then back up, will I get, I'm just gonna do this real quick. I just wanna do this to check if that works, or do I need to leave and then come back more seriously, or is that enough to have all the people that need to be here be here? Yes. Yay. Yay, practice master of smelting. Yay, the men bows deeply before you. Esteemed Fatebinder! With so many hours spent in the forge, we artists are a bit prone to gossip. Needless to say, the Fatebinder of the Mountain Spire has become the subject of many a conversation while working the bellows. He fidgets with his hammer anxiously for a moment before lowering his voice. If I may be so bold, I have a question for you. Ask away. Praxis' eyes light up in the same intensity of the forge behind him. I don't know why I'm doing this now. I should stop this, but we're going to talk to all of them. Too late. From where does Kairos' power truly stem? Is it from magic of edicts? Is it the Archons? Or perhaps from the lower subjects and their toil? Archons are the true source of Kairos' power. I'd argue the commoners of the world are the source of power. Edicts are the crux. Powerful magic. I don't know. Let's go with Archons. Indeed, initiative power is much harder to crack. Quietly nods to himself for a moment, almost forgetting you were ever there. My apologies for indulging myself into philosophical. Is there anything I can help for you? What have you made for me? I have anything for you at the moment. Check back later. Recruits can generate items for you while you are gaining experience by adventuring the world, so you basically need to gain experience. It's a good way of doing it instead of just arbitrarily doing it on time. Thanos. Oh, it's over here. I thought he was here, but he's here. They're all big names and they're next to each other. Fatebinder. The man crosses his arms, revealing his scorched mark forearms. These forges burn with an energy I have not seen in some time. His eyes return to the flames of the forge. It must be the truth that these spires enhance all matters of magic. It actually makes a lot of sense to have the forge-bound thing here, like the forge here, the library over there. Makes sense. I have anything at the moment. Check back later. Meyer. The blood chanter stands in his arms crossed, casually watching the ongoings. He glares at you while you approach. Glare silently. He glares back. Continue glaring. His eyes slightly narrow as he continues to glare. Continue glaring. The glare continues as a small bead of sweat forms above his brow. Continue glaring. His glare intensifies. The beads of sweat are meandering through every crevice of his face. Continue glaring. His intense glare finally breaks the grin. I like you, Fatebinder. How may I be of service? Glaring! Yes! I am the king of glaring. I'd like to train. Nods to you and motions you to come closer. So, holy crap, he can reach 150? But not for these guys. Only for these guys. So, okay, Masters can reach 150. That's very cool. And I would like to do that with lore if please, someone, lore, please. Fellows casually scans the surroundings like a child out at bedtime. He notices you and gives you a quick salute. Graven Ash protects. My apologies, I just find this all peculiar. Is there something wrong? I don't mean... Clings to his staff for a moment. I don't mean to cause any alarm, but the spires are forbidden by Kairos' decree, let alone ascending to the very top of one. Do you wish me to terminate your employment? If you'd rather leave, I can arrange that. His eyes grow wide as he frantically shakes his head. No, not at all, Fatebinder. I intend to serve you. I only ask so I may understand its, he pauses, legality. I claim these spires as tribute to Kairos. Kairos has given me express authority to claim these spires for her. Subterfuge? I want to get in subterfuge experience. My apologies, I had no idea. Blinking for a few moments before speaking, glares at you. He takes a deep bow before you. Appreciate you clarifying this for me. I am at your service. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, masters are up to 150, which is awesome. Nikostas. The forge-bound levitates a small glowing orb of flame in the hand before suddenly clenching it with his fist, smothering the flame into nothing but smoke and ash. A strong blade at your side isn't the only important implement of war at your disposal. He holds out his arm and instantly it becomes engulfed in a field of electricity. I devote my life to understanding the elements, and I only grow in that knowledge by teaching others. Ask, and I shall train you. Okay, cool. Lightning, vigor, frost, whatever. Not for these guys, apparently. Oh, because they have 0... Not because they're not cool enough, just because they don't have any levels to train. But these do. These two do. And Tamarin. Click. The man gives you a slight bow with his arms outstretched before him. You can see his arms bear markings both familiar and foreign. Greetings, Fatebinder. I may not be a mystic or a mighty warrior, but what are my connections to the trade world? You've traveled the world. Yes, I've seen this empire from one end to the other, to another. It would seem that my travels always take me to the very heart of Kairos' conquest. He crosses his arms and looks off beyond the spire. The tears, however, they are unlike anything I've ever seen before. I'm sorry to digress. I'm sure you would like to hear me about that. What's so different about the tears? Forge-bound favor 3. Damn, I do? I have 3? I don't? What? He shifts from foot to foot. I'm sure you wouldn't want to hear merely apprentice forge-bound going about unimportant matters, Fatebinder. Please let me be of service. Oh, he's not going to tell me because I don't have it. Okay. Show me what you got. The Ravager. It's jagged. Bleeding. Cool. Duskclaw. Night Hunter. All damage increased by 20% at night. That's kind of... yeah, it doesn't have anything super interesting, really. I think I can sell all of these, though. So, Tearsman, Great Bow. Yeah, let's just sell all of these. Boom. And we get a lot of money. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. That's pretty clud. I don't know if that's a thing. I wonder if he'll be stuck for the rest of the game, or you can actually get him out of there. I don't know. But I think it's worth to just improve all these. It makes sense to do that. So I think we could just do that. It'll just be a minute longer before I say that. Select the web, select the thing. Yeah, Barrack. This is all the damage he does. Really does not do a lot of damage. She does way more damage. Okay, sorry. Click. So it just makes this better by making it fun, and you need one of this and a little bit of money. Crafting. Received a message from Fatebinder Myothis, because time has passed. Fused iron armor. Yeah. We can make it even better. Yeah. That's cool. Recovery, slightly less. Boom. Ocean Spire. Research artifacts complete. Yeah, exclusively over your fused iron armor. I don't know, just click some buttons, man. Back. Yeah, Barrack is now more defensible. Okay. Time has passed, however. So let's check out the missives. I'm like looking at the time. We should really stop this. God damn it. It's too interesting. Greetings, KOKOStern. You are correct. There are spires all across Terratus. The exact distribution of these monuments fuels all sorts of debate and speculation, but two facts seem commonplace. Most spires are built near old walls. Your mountain spire is a notable exception, and nearly every culture that predates Kairos has some local myth to explain the builders of those spires. I believe the Tearsmen cite the Older Realms as their local name for the spire/old wall architects, but nobody knows for sure. And of course, where Kairos has brought proper civilization, the origin of the spires simply isn't discussed in good company. Here's what I think you need to know. First, the spires behave as arcane lodestones. There is a constant field of magical strength around a spire. If you imagine a mystic sea resting atop our world, the spires seem to spine and churn this magic. Creating a spell cast with even modest effort will materialize with powerful results. Second, I'd say most tellingly, Kairos has laws against entering the old walls, but there are no laws against the spires. But he just said that there are. You could infer from this that that means Kairos has no issue with the lay folks messing with the spires, but wishes to keep us safe from the old walls. Or you could think like an overlord and know that if you place a rule against something, you make it forbidden and desirable. Now I find it telling that Kairos forbids the hallways that lead to the spire, but does not paint a target on the spires themselves. Last but not least, as a young Fatebinder, I once had to oversee the case of a man who had built a shrine to Kairos around the base of a spire in the far southeast. I could find no evidence of falsity or slander. His shrine was a most reverent and loving tribute as I've ever seen. At one point, though, the man claimed he had evidence that Kairos was here back in negative 50. He had merely uttered those words, and my senior binder swung the axe then and there. Being the new girl at the court, I said nothing, but I have long wondered why such a comment should require death instead of the traditional removal of the tongue. Claimed he had evidence that Kairos was here back in negative 50. Oh, negative 50 means time. You know, because right now we're in 300 something, so negative 50 means the year. Took me a second. Fatebinder Myothis. Inquire about edicts and their nature. So now we're inquiring with the other thing. Thank you for hearing me out. I have more questions than I have ink, but let's start with a discussion of Kairos. Okay, so we did the first one. We did that. Now we're doing this. Send it. Cool. On the subject, it's in transit. Anything else that I feel like doing right now? Okay, just give me a second. I'm sorry. I really want to check this. On the Ocean Spire for a second. Yes. It's 15 minutes. Just do the buzz. Thank you. I want to get the stuff, the new stuff that I have. But I also want to check if there's a master lore dude. Oh, I could have checked. I mean... Okay, just one sec. God damn it. Lisa, let's talk magic. Okay, so this is 75. Force Stone and Entropy, don't care. Phila, who the hell is Phila? I'd like to train, so lore, and we can't do that because we already have above that. Fire, Frost, and Lightning. Sage, let's have your research. Great progress, e-beams. Allow me to show you my findings. So we got 3 scrolls and plans for the Deathbringer. Yay, Deathbringer. What's it you research? Want to research something? Can be created accessed by artifacts, dagger plans. Find plans, schematics for new artifacts. New items, schematics for new artifacts. Recruits needed at library 5. The dagger plans is the heart thing. Let's do that one. That sounds good to me. We just need to hire one more person. Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing it now. I'm just doing it now. Shut up. We're just going to finish this real quick and everything will be fine. Control stone, force, and to use magic staff. Fire and emotions. They're not going to give me lore, are they? Grail and control illusions. Skill trainer. I have that already. Force and magic staff. None of them are really interesting, dude. None of them are really interesting. Let's go with this one. Whatever. Can we do that or do we have to go back? Okay, we can do that. And we need 1 dagger plans, which we already have, and 10 scrolls, which is a lot of scrolls, but that's it. Yay, dagger plans. Whatever. We're doing it. Woo. Anything else? Velas and Arena. So the 2 things that we had is things that he already gave me, the scrolls that they're researching. Whoa, the sage examines the scroll, taking every detail. Oh, we already did this. Don't have anything at the moment. Blah, blah, blah. Check back later. Irina, I think she's also teaches stuff. Oh, what you have for sale. Yeah, this is the one that has all kinds of, yeah, these things. Limitless boundaries, piercing force, reaching grasp, staggering, greater sigil. These are all accents, though. All of them are accents. None of them are not accents. They're all accents, being accents. Elegant heirloom, yay, performance. If I'll ever care about that, I'll get that. But not really, so not really. Elegant staff, more DPS, who cares? Nobody cares. Okay, so I did that, we checked. It's not the greatest thing in the world. Whatever. And we have a thing at the Mountain Spire as well, right? Because now we can click the thing again and there'll be more dialogue. I'm really sorry. I'm out of control right now. We're gonna do this, teleport back, and we're done. I promise. And then we're gonna talk to Siri next time. Just save before I do that. Click. Your influence spans even further. You can almost hear the whispers of 1,000 voices echoing through the resonator. If you concentrate, it would appear you can begin the same trance that showed you glimpses of the previous spire. Touch the resonator and concentrate. Your finger touches the stone of the resonator and you're almost instantly assaulted with a rhythmic baritone thud and the sound of rushing fluids. By the 3rd beat, the sound is unmistakably your pulse, and as your heart quickens at this realization, so does the sound. A mystic jolt runs from your finger through the spine, and in that instant, you gain an intuition of the sculpture, a sense that stands listening, awaiting your commands. I inflict woe and ruination on my enemies. Show me more. Sizzling heat races down your arm, and your feet feel, for the moment, to be hovering just above the stone floor of the spire. The sensation is oddly familiar, harkening back to the moment you broke Kyrus' edict of execution. As this old pain ripples through your body, as the waves of pain extend beyond the length, width, and breadth of your form, until the sensation is running down the spire, its masonry an extension of your spine. Inflict woe and ruination on my enemies. You issue your command, but the spire is either not listening or simply not responding. Show me more. Step away from the sculpture. Okay, cool. Alright, so, thank you so much for watching. Sorry for continuing forever. There's a lot more that there's more game to do. We have to talk to Siren, and then we could probably upgrade some more stuff just because we can. Maybe we should. And we have to find a Master Trainer of Lore, which is probably not in the game because they knew that that would be too strong. But we'll see what happens. And I'll see you guys next week.